Welcome back. Super excited. In this brief lecture, I'd like to demonstrate and kind of talk about the Force.com IDE that we installed as a plugin within the Eclipse IDE. So, of course, after the installation of the Force, we got these folders, right? Coming directly from our Salesforce environment. So we have these objects, email, labels, layout, and so on. And everything is being synchronized with the server that we already know. But here, a couple of new things that I want to talk about, or maybe additional areas, such as what are these reference packages? What is the source folder? How does it work? What happens? So that's what the objective of this lecture is. So first, I want to talk about understanding the Force.com IDE. So like most integrated IDEs, integrated development environments, the Force IDE also organizes application resources into containers called projects. So this particular area is our project, right? So we created a project called ClayDesk e-learning. So this is our project in Salesforce. And unlike traditional software development projects where source code is compiled to create applications, the resources in a Force.com project live within the Salesforce organization and are copied into the local project for editing. So all of these folders that are part of this project called ClayDesk e-learning, right? So if I were to collapse this, you'll notice it collapses, and I can uncollapse this. So all of these are part of the actual Salesforce organization. They're simply residing in the Eclipse IDE so that we can actually work on, and then everything is synchronized to the server. As developers, of course, we're much more comfortable working with an integrated development environment versus using the browser-based developer console or other tools. So each Force.com project is connected to a Salesforce organization, just like I mentioned before, known as its home organization, and contains a set of files which corresponds to metadata components stored in the home organization's database. So for example, when you save a file in Force.com project, it is immediately saved to the server. Next, I want to talk about the folder types. So to manage the project itself and the resources within the Package Explorer view, which is this view that we're actually looking at, which displays each project's resources in a hierarchical tree view. So one of the folders is called SRC, also abbreviation for source, right? So this folder contains all of the metadata components in your project. So metadata components are organized into folders by type. So all of these components, right, metadata components are coming from the Salesforce environment. Next, we have the package XML, which is down below a file. I'm going to talk about this a little more in depth, what this package.xml file is. But essentially, kind of memorize that this control file, also known as the manifest file, right? This is the project manifest file, which determines what metadata components are retrieved from the server when synchronizing with the project's home organization. And of course, you can edit the package.xml file according to your own requirements. The Salesforce schema is another file down below on the left side within the Package Explorer view. Opening this file activates the Schema Explorer for the project's home organization. So you'll see a bunch of charts, the relationships between various fields and so on. So it'll give you the entire schema for the project. And then on top here is the referenced packages. This folder contains the contents of any metadata, or not metadata, but managed packages rather, that are installed in the projects itself. So these files are read-only, customizing installed managed packages from Force.com IDE is not supported at this point in time. So briefly, I just wanted to discuss and talk about what the folder structure is and what do they mean when you create the project. And lastly, I'd like to mention a little bit more about the package.xml file. This file, also known as the project manifest is a control file that once again determines the set of metadata components to retrieve or deploy within a project. So the various elements that form part of the XML file, and they can be defined, such as full name, which is optional, and the name of the server-side packaging associated with the project. So if the full name field is present, all components in the package will be downloaded into the project, and so on. Similarly, other elements that can be defined in package.xml is type, members, name, and version. So you'll see all of these that are part of the XML file. So let me go ahead and open the package.xml file so you can actually see all of these components here. So notice you have the members tags here, and then you have the Apex class, and so on. So it's a fairly lengthy file, right? So you can take a look at and scroll down. So as a homework, just explore these folders, see what's all inside. If you have any questions, post it in the discussion area. I'll be more than happy to answer. So I hope this helps. Practice, and let's move to the next lesson.